Galnet News Digest, 19th of November 3305. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, we want to do what's best for them. Thargoid free for 20 weeks. Make a date with a Xeno Interceptor. We want to do what's best for them. While the lost people of the Golconda remain aboard their generation ship in Upaniklis, the leaders of the galaxy have been planning a better future for that insular little family of settlers, having decided that the Golconda megaship, which has suited the settlers just fine for 1,200 years, is now just too small for them. Mummy from the Empire wants the Golconda to move in with her, and is preparing a planetary base, presumably on one of the wide range of barren icy bodies the system of Upaniklis offers. Daddy from the Federation is offering to create an outpost, so the settlers will be moved from the spacious Golconda, with its inertial gravity rings, to a tiny Hutton orbital-sized station with no gravity and quite possibly a blockage in Cubicle 3. The warring parents both think they know what's best, but they sure as anything don't plan to ask the settlers of the Golconda. Thargoid free for 20 weeks. The Thargoids started their invasion of the Pleiades and the bubble 2 years ago, pushing forward relentlessly week by week, at one point advancing to within 30 light-years of Sol, and leaving a trail of damaged stations in their wake. Humanity's defeat seemed inevitable, and then suddenly it all stopped. Following the attacks of 4th of July 3305, no system in the bubble has been targeted. 2 weeks later, after the attacks on Atlas, Tegeta and Electra on the 18th of July, the Thargoids ceased their aggression in the Pleiades. On the 25th of July, the Thargoids half-heartedly and unsuccessfully attempted to repel humanity's expansion into the Witchhead Nebula. And then, nothing. Sure, there are still disorganised knots of Thargoids milling around, and you can still summon a Thargoid to a high prediction. But if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. For the apex predator of the galaxy, they now seem pretty tame. They did not break our spirit. They did not defeat us. And the bubble is daring to breathe once again. Make a date with a Xeno Interceptor. Not everyone has been high-predicted. Not everyone wants to be. But for those who have been unluckily unable to meet their perfect Thargoid soulmate, the Anti-Xeno Initiative has published the following summoning spell. 1. Get scanned by a Thargoid sensor. 2. Scoop it into your cargo. And that's all there is to it. Jump around the systems near Merope, and you should have roughly a 20% chance of being high-predicted each time you jump. Anecdotally, step 2 is optional. Just being scanned by a Thargoid sensor sometimes seems to be enough. If you're having trouble finding Thargoid sensors, there's a crash site on HIP 17403, planet A4, that has several Thargoid sensors on the ground that will scan you when you get close. This is also a useful site if you need to make friends with engineers Professor Ishmael Palin or his protege in the Witchhead Nebula, for which the trick is to shoot at the Thargoid sensors. And now you can have fun with your new Thargoid friends. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.